Hey, I wanted to quickly show you about our new notes feature in Transcript LOL. So let's dive in. So let's start by creating a new note, and then we'll walk you through what are the different. I'll walk you through a few examples of what you can do using notes, and then we'll go into some of our built-in templates and everything. So let's start with creating a new note. So you can either start in your note from scratch or create your own templates, so that once you figure out a format that works for you, you can create a template out of it and then reuse the template rather than having to create from scratch each time. But in this case, we're going to start from scratch and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So let's start from scratch, select it, and then say create note. So now we have a blank canvas. It gets very powerful very soon. Let's have a look. So typically I want something like the title. So let's just say the title is, I want the title rather than having to manually write it down. I want it to be based on each recording so I can make a template out of it later. So let's say I want the title to be the title of the recording. So you can just say metadata. And then if you want other options, you have a bunch of options. If you press the bell, the settings icon, you can see you do have a few options. You can use when it was created. We will be adding more options as and when users find the use for them. But these are the built-in options, and you can also have custom fields. Custom fields is an advanced setting. I'll make a separate video about it, but these are the built-in options you have. And then when I'm sending it out to people, maybe they want to know where I can find the original recording. So I tend to use that as well. So I just change it to source URL. And then lastly, created it to notice when it was created. It's probably you don't need all of these. It's just my own notes format. And that's it. Suppose I want, and now this is where we also have some special features like run a custom prompt. So different people want time to be formatted in a different way. So I personally like time formatting, format this date, something like this. I prefer my dates to be formatted like this. So now you can create a custom prompt asking your date in the format you want, so that it kind of gives you a lot of freedom in how you want to format your dates. We also added a new feature where you can select the model to use for this, but that's just, you'll see it when you try it out. Okay, that's perfect. So now I have this basic stuff. So let's just say summary. The summary, I don't want to write the summary myself. This is where the templates and a lot of the built-in features of the notes feature is going to be helpful. Once you create a template out of it, it's going to be so much more powerful. You could run an AI prompt on your recording to generate that summary. So key points and bullet points, right? So now when you finally save this, when you save, this is basically what you're creating is like a template. Once you render this, all these colorful bits are going to be substituted with actual content based on your recording. But you can, the power comes from being able to reuse this template across your recordings so that you can avoid a lot of manual work. So now I have a summary. Sometimes my the readers like to have the full transcript, right? So I can say full transcript. And then I can put a full transcript by just clicking transcript, insert transcript, right? Different people have different formatting. So myself, I'm happy with the default formatting, but if I want custom formatting, I can do custom formatting where I can give a custom prompt on how you want your transcript to be formatted. Well, in this case, I'm just going to go with the default one for now. Sometimes you may want to remove some initial bits of the transcript. Typically, let's say the first 5 minutes of your recordings are typically just introduction. So let's just skip that. So we can say, I don't want the first 5 minutes. So that's how you can add an offset, right? So now that's it. Like now you have a template and you can customize it. You can add, for instance, just for the sake of example, you can say, I want translation in Spanish, right? And you can create a translation in Spanish. So you can select the language. In this case, the default is Spanish. You can also do an offset here, 5 minutes, right? And that's it. Now you save. So basically, what we are trying to build with this notes feature is a way for you to define your documents in your own format of your liking, and Transcript will be able to generate them on the fly for every new recording you create. So that gets very powerful as you go through a couple of recordings. So now we've saved our notes, but it's not rendered with actual content. So everything is just kind of placeholders, but these are dynamic placeholders, right? So once we hit render, now Transcript's gonna like look at this template and fill this with actual title. So the title of my recording is this. So it will fill it with the actual title, the media URL, so wherever I got the URL from, when it was created. And each of these dynamic elements will now be substituted with actual content. And that's where it gets very powerful. It may take a few seconds. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. So now I've got my title nicely taken from the title of the URL. Where I got the original thing from. So now remember how I asked my date to be formatted in the specific way. And now here you go. We have the date in the very specific format that I like. So summary, I've created a summary so that for you viewers who don't want to read the whole thing, here is a summary. And then here's the full transcript. Because I've used the built-in format, so now we have the transcript in the built-in format. But if you want a custom format, you can as well. So but here is the full transcript of 40 something minutes, like 46 minutes. Notice that we also asked for a Spanish translation, and we asked for 5 minutes offset. So the translation and the transcript, as you can see earlier, starts with a 5-minute offset. So yeah, this is just a very beginning of something very excited. I'm very excited for, because it gives you the tools to define outputs in the format that you like, and then Transcript will do the heavy lifting. No more downloading Transcript and asking LLM or manually fixing bits and bobs when it could all be powered by AI. Like, yeah, it's all about making your life easy. I'm excited to hear what you think about it, and if there's anything we're missing, just let me know. I'm happy to add it right away. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.